When you've fallen off and you're no longer able to do what you're famous for doing, it's time to go. But it is mainstream media's job at this point to coddle one Tom Brady, to tell us how great he used to be and how he deserves another chance. He does not deserve another chance. It is over. It is time to leave. You are wasting our time. You are no longer Tom Brady that we are accustomed to seeing. And the sadder thing is, our brother Antonio Brown has attached himself to him, which technically is not really a bad thing for Antonio because he's saying it's a package deal. Which this is what lets you know that mainstream media has an agenda to big up this man. Mainstream media is going out here saying, "Oh, Tom Brady is the man. He's this, he's that. We love him. He still has it, and we gonna bring Antonio Brown with him." To show you how desperate mainstream media is for an actual story, they're still trying to say Tom Brady is gonna go back to New England. There's no way in hell the team owner of the New England Patriots by the name of Bob Kraft is gonna let a man who attempted to embarrass him in front of the world, he's gonna give him money. It don't work like that, man. I ain't got $1 million, and if you diss me publicly, there is no way in hell I'm gonna ever give you a paycheck. So this lets you know if Tom Brady has no intentions on going back to New England. But what we do in the media in America is we're not gonna give up the story because we have nothing else to talk about. We got to big up the superstar, fair-haired boy quarterback, and what we do is continue to big up him and continue to let him believe that he's the man, and continue to whitewash and brainwash the general public with this folklore, and we keep making him better than what he is. Look, the moment Tom Brady put out there that he told Antonio Brown that stay in shape because me and you are a package deal, you should immediately take the New England Patriots off the books. That is not a possibility anymore because Robert Kraft is who's fighting in court. I don't know how the hell this case in court this long, but he's in court right now for a human trafficking charge. How in the hell did this dude assume that? How the hell did he assume that? How is the media assuming that I'm going to continue to pay a dude who, in my weakest moment, he attacked me? Shit don't happen that way, y'all. So stop it. And another thing, why is it that we're not talking about these younger quarterbacks? You have people like Ryan Tannehill, madly overrated, Jameis Winston, ridiculously underestimated David Carr, and other young coaches. Jacoby Brissett is twisted to win. But we're talking about 40-year-old people. None of those people I just named to you as old as 30 years old. But we're talking about a dude who was damn near old enough to be some of these men's father. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about 40-year-old men. I'm looking at this combine, and they're talking about the new breed of quarterbacks that are about to walk in the door, which is dope. Every young person needs an opportunity to continue to get paid. I respect that, man. But let's look at some of these people. Kobe did go out on the good note last night. His last game, he dropped 60. But yeah, if that was my man said, try to think he was being a part of the show, said he went out. That was one good game he had over 82 game period. Kobe had in 82 games. Kobe had about maybe about 30 good games, and he sat down for 3 or 4 days before that game, dug deep, and gutted out 60 points on 50 shots. Let's not forget, said he is the thing is, Kobe died a month ago at age 41, 2 years younger than Tom Brady. Listen to that, said Kobe was finished at age 38. He died at 41, 2 years younger than the man that they're telling us can still play in NFL. Like my man D. Gray, one of the dopest DJs in the universe, just said, Tom Brady is old news. And he is. He is. This is a sad commentary, but what it is when you don't control the media, you get to create the narrative. And the narrative is Tom Brady has a little bit left. Every other athlete in the history of sports you've heard this bro Mike. Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. But when it comes to Tom Brady, he must be down for the 8 count or something, because nobody wants to say it's over for Tom Brady. But me and you and anybody who watches sports knows it's over for Tom Brady. There's nothing wrong with getting older and no longer being able to do what you used to do. That's just life. I can no longer run fast. At one point I was a fast dude. I'm not fast anymore. I could just remember the days. My man D. Gray from X Squad Radio says Skip and Shannon keep bringing this crap up. That's because of Skip Bayless' show. And Skip Bayless is basically trying to breathe life into Tom Brady's career. That's not going to happen. I mean, he ball watching the dude every day. Excuse my language, ladies, but that's what he's doing. He's swinging on the stand every day. I don't give a damn how, but look, I think Walter Payton was the man. I'm in Chicago. D. Gray from LA. He think Magic Johnson is the man and Kobe the man. They not coming back to play. They're not better than nobody in the league today. If the great Kobe Bryant was alive, he couldn't beat nobody one-on-one in the league today because his body was finished. And that's just crazy, man. And it just annoys the hell out of me that we got the entire media force caping for one Tom Brady. It's cool, man. I mean, I like to celebrate the athletes too. Being a dude who fashions myself as a former athlete, yes, give these guys the utmost respect when you see them, shake their hand, take a picture with them, talk about the good old days. But when it's time to go, open the door and walk on out the door. Tom Brady would maybe get a season in the CFL. He gonna get a season in the NFL, Ron. That's my man Ron from Canada. Ron, he gonna get a season in the NFL and what's gonna end up happening. See, the thing is, Tom Brady has had the luxury of not getting his body pounded on. He's had the luxury of not dealing with the day-to-day of the NFL as quarterbacks in the past. So he has not faced the pain and anguish that most quarterbacks do. But me, you, and anybody who's ever watched football understands that football, everybody in the history of the game, is literally one tackle away from the end. They're literally one tackle away from the end. When you play in that quarterback position, when somebody can hit you while you're not even paying attention, you are more likely to get hurt than not. Man, try to say Tom Brady get hit one. Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of these young boys who run like a cheetah and he will retire. It's gonna be a sad situation, and that's the terrible part about it. Walk off like Peyton Manning, man. I understand you want to get your last hurrah and see if you can win one more Super Bowl. Big ups to you for that. But guess what, Tom? It's over. And everybody who loves Tom, who think, oh man, he hating on Tom, go to hell, man. Yeah, and I meant that. Go to hell, man, because hey, the truth ain't hate. If the truth is hate, then hey, go knock yourself out, man. Because I don't have time to hate on Tom. And he's not thinking about what I'm saying, but me, you, and anybody who's ever watched football understand that this dude is no longer Tom Brady. The Tom Brady physically, he might be the Tom Brady mentally, but as Steve Young once said, the moment you figure football out, your body betrays you. Tom Brady's body betrayed him last year. He was not reacting as fast, and they want to blame. As Shannon Shaw says every morning, I ain't hit nobody get no credit before, and now everybody else get the blame. So hey, if did nobody get credit in the past, everybody got the blame. Damn it, it's time for Tom to get all the blame. Look, when you are telling people, I need the best offensive line, the best running back, the best receiver, the best tight ends in the league, and then I could do what I used to do, you're not doing what you used to do because you used to do it with lesser tier players. And at the end of the day, in most cases, the best running back does not win the Super Bowl. The best quarterback does not win the Super Bowl. The best statistical wide receiver does not win the Super Bowl in most cases. So Tom used to win with lesser tier or less famous players. Because you are not as famous does not mean you're not equally as talented. That just means you are not at the top of the food chain in regards to talent. That means you are not the very best. But guess what? There's 2,000 people playing the NFL. And it ain't a whole lot of dudes walking around that can do what they do. So when you are in the National Football League, you are one of the best. You are clearly one of the best. Now, are there people that they miss? Hell yeah, because there are thousands of schools out there participating in football every year. So of course, it's inevitable that somebody's gonna get missed. But I'm tired of people telling me that Tom Brady did a lot with less. When me, you, and anybody who ever watched football understands that Tom Brady did a lot with very good, not with great. Everybody doesn't have great players. And the people who do, they win, and the people who don't, they tread water. And that's just the way it works. Point blank period. So if it takes Tom Brady to have the best people in the history of the world to be successful, he's no longer Tom Brady. It's time to move on and give one of these young boys a shot. But back to these young quarterbacks. One in particular. This dude by the name of Jameis Winston. If you listen to the show, you know Jameis Winston is one of my favorite football players. He's getting the raw deal. Jameis Winston, for all intents and purposes, had one of the greatest, worst seasons in the history of the sport. And that sounds crazy. Greatest, worst season. He made more mistakes in one season and had more success in one season than anybody in the history of the league. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. But what they don't want you to understand is Brett Favre had 28 and 28 before. What they don't want you to understand, he threw for 5,000 yards, and it's only been 8. It's the NFL been around 100 years, 14, 16 games a year for 100 years for 26 to 30 teams. And he is one of 8 people to accomplish this. This means if you can curtail Brett Favre's interceptions, you can curtail and outcoach Jameis's interceptions, and then you will have a win on your hand. All I heard today was, well, this guy who's a poo butt can be coached. This guy who's a poo butt, he can be coached, but don't nobody want to coach Jameis. See, Jameis is not one of the good old boys. When I get into the NFL and NBA in a second, this is what I'll tell y'all about. Today, Dan Orlovsky, give me a perfect example of what I was talking about. I wrote these down as he was saying. Dan Orlovsky has big ups for this young boy by the name of Justin Love out of Utah State University. He had 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions, but because Justin Love is a media darling at this point, Dan Orlovsky pointed out that he had 2 interceptions that people ran the wrong route. He had 2 interceptions that tipped off other people's hands, 2 interceptions that were tipped by defenders, and 2 was tipped by the line of scrimmage. So that means he really didn't have 17 interceptions. He had a new coach and all new players, and they made Justin Love look like a better prospect. But they would lead you to believe that every time Jameis dropped back and threw the ball, he hit a wide open defender, and that's just not true. See, the thing is, when you're a media darling, you get the benefit of the doubt, and when you're not, you don't. And that's just the bottom line. For whatever reason, people are not respecting young brother Jameis, and they're throwing him under the bus. Point blank, period. I don't like it. I hope you don't like it either, because it's kind of pathetic, man. I don't like, if you're going to tell a story, tell the entire story, or don't tell any of the story. Now, the NFL combines this week, and you had a guy who's projected to be the number 1 pick in the draft not participate. He got drugged through the mud. And I understand the concept of saying, well, he don't want to compete. That's why we drug him through the mud. Now, he get drugged through the mud and question his ability to compete. Okay, cool. But this dude, this young brother, Chase Young, out of Ohio State University, he did the exact same thing, and they said he shouldn't get picked. He may not be that good. I didn't hear any of this about this dude, Joe Burrow. By the way, Chase Young has done this for 3 consecutive seasons at Ohio State University. Him and the Bosa brothers, they were wreaking havoc over the Big Ten and throughout the nation in regards to college football. Joe Burrow was on that team with them and couldn't even get playing time. And they're telling you that the Joe Burrow kid, who's a very good football player, has a better upside than just Chase Young. I call it racial bias. See, again, man, a lot of people rap. You always bring up race in this. Everything isn't about race, but a lot of things are about race. We live in the United States of America, and there are very few things that race will not cover. And if you think there are, hey, I'm sorry, you living in over the last 4 years dealing with this dude in the White House, dealing with your police departments, and dealing with the people that's going, the nonsense that's going on in the United States of America, it has clearly taught you, yes, a lot of stuff is racially motivated, and if you want to walk around with your head in the sand, do so. I can't help you with that, but when somebody tell you the sky is blue and you looking at the ground and saying it's gray because the ground is gray, I can't help you. At some point, you will have to look up and realize, look, I don't care who you are and where you from, you leaning towards the people in your tribe. So I don't have a problem with you leaning towards the people in your tribe, so to speak. But don't